Hi, I'm Dave Shackleford of the SANS Institute, and I'm joined by Greg Mayfield, Director of Product Marketing at Tenable. And this is going to be our third of 3 short videos talking about the ever-changing world of cloud security. So for this time, I think what we really want to talk about is really the changing nature of the teams involved and the need for, I think, better collaboration and more effective, maybe, conversations and communication between numerous teams that are building cloud assets, building cloud infrastructure, and deploying things faster than ever before.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, and this is where you refer to as the DevSecOps. And with that, it's a matter of, to your point, better collaboration. But wouldn't you agree that better collaboration leads to perhaps more automation within the organization overall?
I think that's actually what's happening more and more, right? We're seeing a real effort on the part of DevOps teams to automate as much as they can. And we're having security getting involved more and more to try to embed security where they can.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's a matter of, it's part training, education, and just processes behind it, where you embed and enable security practices and knowledge within the DevOps team so they can do that earlier in the process, the development lifecycle. So they're doing it maybe more during the build time as opposed to just saying, well, here's runtime production environment, let's just assess it from here and make sure it's secure. So you're shifting, in a sense, backward within the workflow, or to the left in the workflow, if you will.
Yeah, and I think that's not necessarily a natural thing for a lot of security teams to do. I think they're having to adapt their whole mindset around development practices and around the way that we're deploying things.
Yeah. Agreed. And I mean, it sounds simple in theory, but I'm sure a lot of teams struggle with this. Suggestions I would have was, first, certainly have that conversation. Whether it's informal coffee you get together every week, or you have a formal operations review or something, have the conversation where you're bringing SecOps teams together with DevOps teams to understand and better integrate. The next point, obviously, is then identify and create policies that say where the risk. Where's the risk? Who owns this risk? Who's going to address it appropriately? Right. Then it comes down to really doing kind of assessment of the organizations and the processes they're in. So DevOps, for example, looking at what they're doing along their development process and saying, where can we insert security controls in earlier in our process from what we've been doing? And what do those mean? And let's once again prioritize and realize what's going to be most impactful and best for the organization. And I'd say the last thing is, collectively, with DevOps and SecOps, how they look at the whole development process and saying, are we up to date? Do we have the latest tools or processes or procedures and so forth in there, so they can move to what was commonly called the CI/CD, the continuous integration, continuous delivery type of model. Right. So I think there's just multiple, in theory, once again, simple steps, but it's a lot of planning and coordinating amongst multiple teams.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right, because obviously if you try to come in at the end of that deployment process,
too late.
You're already too late.
Yeah,
that's exactly
you're leaving yourself exposed. And you're probably going through a lot of heartache, because you'll most likely find exposures and vulnerabilities in what was created by the development teams that would have been caught earlier in the process if you would have tried to really collaborate and create more of a true DevSecOps environment.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Greg.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.